I'm Father Philip Smith. I'm a priest of the Diocese of Toledo. I served for 5 years as the Associate Pastor of Corpus Christi University Parish. There were 5 really blessed years, 5 really wonderful years. And I had the privilege of serving the students, faculty, and staff of the University of Toledo and the wonderful community that's gathered here. In my mind, Corpus Christi exists to serve the University of Toledo, to bring the light of Christ to all the people who are there, and help the students find a spiritual home. It's a very sensitive, it's a very difficult, challenging transition in their lives to move from home, to move from everywhere that's been comfortable to them, where they were known, where they grew up, and to come to a brand new place. And to be able to help them spiritually transition, to live in their Catholic faith here, to grow in their Catholic faith, was really something that I was very privileged to be a part of. To see students grow up to make their faith an adult faith. Oftentimes when students are learning about the faith as a small child, things are very simple. But when they get older and they get to college, they're making really tough, stressful decisions and dealing with some really tough ethical questions and the challenges the world throws at us. And so to help them see the world through a Catholic lens, so all the Christian values, teachings of Jesus, to be inspirational to them, to be relevant to them, that was what we did here. That's what Corpus Christi still does today. And it helps them be adults in their faith. So they have an adult understanding. So it's not just simple things, it's not just a myth or a fairy tale, but their faith is alive. It has to do with who Jesus is and how he's working in the world today. For me, the students were so inspiring every day to just work with them, to see their zeal, their passion, their energy, their enthusiasm, especially in the way they served other people. I think about the way they served the poor, the way they tutored children in inner city neighborhoods, the way they did clothing drives, food drives, made pizzas for the poor. There were so many different ways our students were looking outside of themselves and their own needs to serve the greater community. Oftentimes people say college students are selfish, they're full of themselves, they're only focused on themselves and what they want to do with their future, and actually got to see the opposite here. Time and time again, students were looking for ways to get involved, looking for ways to serve the community, looking for ways to serve the Catholic Church. And that's why they showed up here. That's why they volunteered here. That's why they served in liturgical ministries here. That's why they went beyond themselves to serve people who are in need, as Jesus taught us to. One of the things I really enjoyed being a part of at the University of Toledo was the Christian Leadership Program. It's one of the best programs I believe Corpus Christi offers. It gives 12 students each year an opportunity to receive specialized formation in theology, to learn more about their Catholic faith, to grow spiritually. It forces them to get involved in leadership opportunities, to serve other people, and helps them realize that they need to be leaders today. Oftentimes we think as young Catholics, the older people are the ones who need to run the church, but the Christian Leadership Program was one of the ways in which Corpus Christi helped people realize that, no, they need to be leaders today. They have gifts to share, they have talents to share. It's not just something they need to look forward to in the future to be involved in the Catholic Church, but they have an important role to play today. And that's really one of the cool things that happens here, that dynamic between permanent community, the lifelong parishioners who are stable residents of Toledo, and those who just come here for 2 years or 4 years or 6 years as university students. To see the energy of the students and the permanent community, there's a mentorship that happens there. There's a real synergy of energy that carries out into the community as they get involved and as they support and learn from each other in that way. I was also really privileged to work with the graduate students, the medical students, the law students, the students working towards master's degrees in engineering or their MBA or pharmacy, or all the many different great programs UT offers. And to see these young adults who are so busy, who have so many commitments, making Sunday Mass a priority, even staying afterwards for dinners and discussions, spending time debating ethical topics, trying to figure out how to make sense of the world today through a Catholic lens, and trying to understand how Christ can help them be better doctors and lawyers and teachers and administrators and engineers. That was a really neat group of people to be a part of, and to see them grow and mature and now be leaders in the church, not just here in Toledo, but everywhere they've traveled afterwards. The Catholic Student Association is a very special organization. I think about all the different traditions they bring to our parish here at Corpus Christi, but also to the University of Toledo community. The floats for the homecoming parade and all the weeks and hours that are spent year after year on those floats, the great University of Toledo pride that they show, the way they support rocket athletics, the arts, all the different things going on campus, to see our students from this church involved on campus and taking Christ with them, not in a cocky, arrogant, proselytizing sort of way, but in a genuine, honest, compassionate sort of way. I think about the students who are involved in Greek life or student government, taking positions of leadership so that they can take what they've learned here in their encounter with Christ at the Mass and then translate that to everyday life. Seeing students pray on a daily basis in the church was inspiring to me during my time here. To see them in the chapel or here in the main worship space, their reverence for God and for the sacraments and encountering Christ in the Eucharist, but then allowing that to empower them for mission, to be reverent towards other people, to see Christ in the poor, and then to seek to serve them and to help them experience His love. That's something I'll never forget from my time here at Corpus Christi. The retreat programs that Corpus Christi offered during my time here and continued to offer in so many different ways were really special memories for me. To see the students hiking through Hocking Hills, to see God's beauty in nature, to experience His love in the sacraments, to experience His friendship through the community of people gathered around them. It was great to have new students come every year, especially in that fall Hocking Hills retreat, and to make new friends and see them over the next 4 years make those friendships last. And now I've been privileged to go back and oftentimes have weddings for students who've met here, to see their friends and to see their families now and the way they've grown and the way they've changed, but also the way they've stayed connected to each other through their relationship with Christ and the church. It really helps me understand what Corpus Christi, the body of Christ, is all about. I think about all the different retreats offered for graduate students. I think about Newman Club retreats. I think about men's retreat, women's retreat, the spring retreats. So many different ways students would take time voluntarily out of their busy lives and give God a chance to work in their life. I think that's something all of us can learn from them, that it's important to take that time out every day, let alone every significant period of the year as they did during Lent or Advent, to say, God, I'm giving you some time and see how you can work in this. Do what you need to do in my life right now. Help me to get my priorities in order. The students would do that, and it's beautiful now to see the fruit that's born in their lives. The real legacy of Corpus Christi is seen in the alumni. It's seen in the students after they leave the University of Toledo. And to see them go out and live their lives, build families, build friendships, get involved in the community, start their careers, to see them live their faith and live the lessons they learned here at Corpus Christi, that's where the true legacy lies. And that legacy goes all over the world. I think about our students who are international students who have taken what they've received and encountered and felt here at Corpus Christi and literally have taken that all over the world, certainly all over the country, and all our graduates who've gone on in so many different ways. And everywhere they go, they take the light of Christ they experienced here and allow it to shine through them and all the different things they do and the ways they continue to serve and live the way they were formed here at Corpus Christi Parish. I've really enjoyed watching students grow and mature during their time here. Oftentimes students are here for 4 years, and to see them, walk in and kind of as an awkward, shy, even scared freshman. Sometimes this is the first time they've gone to Mass on their own, for example, or I see them come in one of those barbecues we'd host at the beginning of the year during orientation as we're running around on golf carts, handing out popsicles to everybody. To see that timidity and that shyness and that fear eventually go away, and to see them to grow, mature, develop self-confidence, self-esteem, to see them to understand their gifts and their talents, and then to step up and take a role of active membership in Corpus Christi Parish is a really impressive. It's a really remarkable thing. It's a beautiful thing to see the transformation in just a couple of years that takes place here, both at a human level but also at a faith level, so that when they leave here, they feel that they belong here, that they contributed something here, and to know that they can do that everywhere they go. So wherever life takes them, they can make a contribution to the parish they're going to be a part of, that they can take their faith and live it in the community, that what we help them understand here at Corpus Christi becomes something they do everywhere they go. One of the great sources of stability here at Corpus Christi are the members who've been here for decades or years. And people sometimes who are members of the University of Toledo, faculty and staff, others who've just grown to love this place. They've realized that there's a special need for those mentor figures in this community to help students grow in their faith and just grow as human individuals, be that welcoming presence, who know that students are a priority here, that they are the priority here, but they serve them in so many different ways. One of the things I think about so in particular here are the Sunday night dinners. People are amazed when I share with them that we would feed hundreds of students every single Sunday night and see the team effort that takes. People who begin the preparations oftentimes earlier in the week, to the day, that Sunday, spending all afternoon slaving away in the kitchen, to the dish crew afterwards, cleaning the dishes. That's where our community, I thought, really shined. And students would share with me that those dinners are really important. They were important because it gave them a sense of home. It was a home-cooked meal in the midst of a university campus. Sometimes that was the only home-cooked meal they had that week. But it was also the fraternity. Sometimes there was friends they were really close to around that table. Other times they were making new friends who sometimes became lifelong friends, even sometimes became spouses. And I can remember doing weddings of students who said they met literally around one of these round tables on a Sunday night dinner. The permanent community in so many ways would step up and oftentimes take a backseat, let the students be in the center focus, but they helped form that community. They helped keep that community stable, and are generous in so many different ways, financially, with their time, with their simply just providing that welcoming presence, that welcoming space that Corpus Christi is known for, that Corpus Christi has fostered for so many years, and hopefully will continue to do for many years into the future.